Looks like we ready.
Recording in progress.
All right. Shalom, or say greetings, 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 everyone. This is part two of Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, and this is part two of 400-year contract um, complete. 400-year contract complete. Right? That's what we go. That's what we talking about tonight. Now, as I was sharing in part one, I was speaking on. I was speaking on the 400 years, and I was speaking on. It was a post that I put out. That a young lady, she shared about 400 year. I think she said 400-year contract 2026, that's 2027 prophecies, right? Prophecies. And I did like a small clip with her. I posted her on my television, and then I turned around and I shared a few lines, right? And in part one, I mainly broke down and shared. In part one, I was just sharing on the key of the 400 prophecy, which is in Genesis chapter 15. The key is from 12 through 14. 15 and 16, 15, 16, or 15, 16 and 17 was the twofold prophecy, the second prophecy, which happened first. The second prophecy is when they went into Egypt, and they were there for 430 years, and then they came out and went back to the land. Shared that in part one. But the first part of that prophecy that we're talking about, the 400 years, was from 1619 to 2019, which is in Genesis chapter 15, speaking of 1 through 14. The key verse is 12, 13, and 14, which is, it talked about Abraham, a horror of great darkness came over him, and we explained that being in Isaiah chapter 60, the first three verses. You can go down to 5 about what's happening today. Actually, what's going on today. Matter of fact, I think I'll put a little bit of that here in a few moments. When it talks about the horror of great darkness that he went through. And this, that just hit my mind, might as well give it to you. Thank you, Father. I didn't go down to that point. Hold on. Isaiah. Ecclesiastes. Hold on. Isaiah 60. Here we go right here. But before I give you that, what I shared with you in Genesis 15, as I was sharing with you, 12, 13, and 14, which is the key to this whole conversation. Verse 12, again, and since I did 1 through 16, I didn't do 17 when it says, and it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark. That's after the sun went down. After the sun went down. But verse 12 says, and when the sun was going down, from 12 o'clock noon, the sun started going down. And it says, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, a horror of great darkness fell upon him. And what I shared in part one was, arise, shine, which is the people in this day and time. Shine was what they called us in the time of Jim Crow and before Jim Crow when they was in slavery. And they would come and shine, let me rub your head. They just called us different proverbs and bywords. And I still got to get to the prophecy and the curse that was going to come upon us as well. Yeah, I'm going to get to that too in Revelations, in Deuteronomy 28. But it says, arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of Yah is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, the glory and the light is the law in this day and time. Where now? This is where we at right now. And that's the spirit of Yah, which is the glory, and the light is the law. And it says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, which is the Greek and the Roman Empire have taken over the earth. And gross darkness to people, meaning they've changed your mind, they changed your language, they changed everything. And this was the deep darkness that we were in for the 400 years. They trained us from our culture to the culture that we're living in today. All right. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But Yah shall arise upon thee, and his glory, which is his spirit, shall be seen upon thee. Verse 3, and the Gentiles, which is the other nations, shall come to thy light, come to our rising. They're gonna come to our law, the way that we live. They're already doing it now. If y'all know that all other nations follow us. Even in our wickedness, the stuff that we doing, all this twerking that women are doing and everything that we do, they follow us. And y'all know it as a fact. So, and the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings, meaning people in power, to the brightness of our rising. Because we are rising up. And people going to start to see. This is the reason why I want to go to 4 and 5 right now. People, kings, people in power are beginning to come to us because they're going to see our rising as we awaken. 4, lift up thine eyes round about. Now we're going to be doing like this. Man, look at these people following us. Y'all going to start to see. Lift up thine eyes round about and see. All they that gather themselves together, they come to thee. They coming to us. Israel, the anointed of Yah, the ones who he has awoken. That's what I got to give y'all too. That's another one. I'm going to give you the curse. Then I'm going to give you where we were anointed to show who we are and why we went through the contract, because there was 2 contracts, actually 3 contracts. But the first contract, or prophecy, or covenant, contract, covenant, prophecy, all of them, well, not prophecy, promise. Contract, promise, covenant is all the same thing. And when it says, lift up that, verse 4, lift up thine eyes round about and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee, they come to us. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side. We're going to be coming up and waking up all over the earth, which is going on right now. We're waking up all over the earth. And things is getting in order. These nations is getting in order. But as individual and as a nation, we're getting in order spiritually. 5 and last verse for the moment. Then thou shalt see and flow together. Then we're going to see and we're going to start flowing together in the word, in the law, in the Creator's word. This is how we're going to start flowing together and start building. Then we're going to rise a great nation, a holy people. The valley of dry bones. This world is the valley and we the dry bones. We don't know our land, our language, our heritage, nor our culture. But this is the time of the awakening right now. So it's a lot that's coming to my mind right now. I'm going to have to give y'all in a short amount of time. Then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged. First it's going to fear because we're going to see that we transgress against the Creator, and then we're going to be enlarged. Why? Because now we know who we are, and we're following the Creator's ways, laws, and statutes. That's how our heart's going to be enlarged, because I was there. I'm telling you by my experience. That's how I know. And thine heart shall fear. First, you're gonna be fearful, because you're gonna be crying and stuff, and you're gonna be thankful, well, feeling scared at first, because you could die in your sins. But then you're gonna be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea, the abundance of the people, the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The sea of people going to be converted unto us as we start to awaken and start to be the army of Yah, the army of the Creator. Start doing his word. Start doing his will. This is how everybody's going to start converting. And this is how the knowledge of Yah, the knowledge of the Creator, is going to cover the earth as the waters cover the sea. You'll find that in Isaiah chapter 11, verse 9. Isaiah 11 and 9, you'll find that verse I just shared with you. It says, thy son, then thou shalt see and flow together, and thine heart shall fear and be enlarged, because the abundance of the sea shall be converted unto thee. The converted of all the people will be converted unto us. The forces of the Gentiles, that's going on right now. That's happening right now, and y'all can't see it. Trump is doing it. Because he's turning stuff in our favor, but a lot of y'all wanted to stay the same, where they have been manipulating you the whole time. The 400 years? They've been manipulating you ever since. This country is 250 years old, right? As they say. The country is 250 years old. But they was having people in slavery before that. They had things going on before the 250 of the Declaration of Independence and all this other stuff. Before that, that's why it's 1619. 1776, am I correct? 1776, 1876, 1976, 2026. Not 76, but 26. 250 years. Can y'all see? That's 1776, but 1619, according to record, is when they started the slave trade. See what I'm saying? See the difference? See, 250 is only a certain point where they got certain things started, but 1619 is when they started the slave trade. They started taking over the country, whether they brought people here or whether they took over the land here. The people that was on the land that was here. So you got to understand there has to be a start somewhere to make the foundation for them, for them to establish themselves. And these are the Romans that went around the world pillaging, turning people unto them. Now is our time. Now is our turn. Got that. Now let me give you the curse, the key to the curse. All right, Deuteronomy 28. It's in Deuteronomy 28. I can give you the whole Deuteronomy. There's a lot to talk about. Deuteronomy 28, verse 60. There we go. 63. But I'm going to start off at verse 60. But 63 is your key. 63 and 64. I'm going to start off at 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee. Who will bring upon? Let's start at 59. Then Yah will make thy plagues wonderful. Let's start at 58, because you got to understand the reason why it's being said. We're going to read from 58 to 60 to 64, but your key is 63 and 64. 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law. You see, this is the reason why we had to go through what we went through. All this is the reason. What I'm sharing with you now is the reason why we went through what we went through. But the Father seen it, that's why he said it. I told you, he seen day one. Genesis 1:1, he seen everything from beginning to end. Everything he seen from beginning to end. Genesis 1:2 is when we're coming out of the darkness, which is ignorance. We just read about it in 60. We're coming out of the darkness, and the spirit, the glory, the spirit of Yah moved upon the waters, which is upon the people. This is what we're coming out of too. And then it said, moved upon the waters. And then verse 3, Genesis 1:3. Then he said, let there be light. Light is the law. I just gave you that in a nutshell. Genesis 1, 2, and 3. 1:1, 1:2, and 1:3. 1, 4, and 5 is the conclusion and the spiritual point of everything. He didn't start creating until day 2. Day 2 is when the creation started. When he first started with the firmament and everything afterwards. Know it or not. But let's get going. Verse 58. Deuteronomy 28, 58. If thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear the glorious and fearful name of Yah. His name is his law. A lot of people go, well, Yah his name. Yahuwah is his name. All these other names. His name is the law, because the law represents the creator. Verse 259. Then Yah will make thy plagues wonderful if you don't keep his law. And the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of the long countenance and sore sickness, and of long countenance. Meaning it's going to happen for a long time. Through your seed, and that's what y'all call generational curses. This is what's going on right here in your face. This is your generational curses right here. Sicknesses is one. 60. Deuteronomy 28:60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee and your seed. And they shall cleave unto thee. 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law. The pestilence, the coronavirus, and all these other sicknesses. And also every sickness that and every plague which is not written in this book of this law, them will Yah put upon thee until thou be destroyed. See who did it? See who did it? The Creator did it. 62. And ye shall be left few in number. You're going to be left few in number. See that? And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven. Remember, we just got through reading that with Abram in 15. Where ye was as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yah thy father. You see that? This is the curse and the contract. You made the contract. I'm going to give that to you next. I'm going to show you the contract. I'm going to show you the contract that we made and supposed to keep with the Father, that we, our people, and our ancestors broke. And you're still breaking it today until you get back to the law. Until you turn back to this law, you're still in idolatry and you still have broken the contract which you swore to keep. Not only you, your ancestors, so they're supposed to teach you, so you keep it. But now we're going to understand why we're where we are. And I started off in part 1 with the commandments, the first, second, and third commandment. I started off showing you from there why. And it was given into their hand. I'm going to show you that too. But let's keep it moving. 62. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because there's always a cause to the problem. And there's a solution to the problem. Because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yah thy father. 63 is your key. And it shall come to pass. Prophecy. And it shall come to pass that as Yah rejoice over you to do you good. To do you good. And to multiply you. And it shall come to pass that he wanted to do these things for you. So Yah will rejoice over you to destroy you. Y'all want to know why we going through the hell we going through, why we been going through what we going through, why the people hate us the way they do? Right here. This is your key. Right here. Deuteronomy 28:63. And it shall come to pass that as Yah rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yah will rejoice over you to destroy you and bring you to naught. And ye shall be from off the land whether thou goest to possess it. And that's no matter where you go. Wherever you go, people try to run to Africa. People trying to run to Brazil. People trying to run to Germany or Australia or Europe or Asia. You trying to run to different places, but you still going to end up meeting your end if you're not keeping the law. It all depends on if you're in the creative graces, because if you're in his graces, you may be graced until a certain time. But a lot of people go places and they get plucked up. They find trouble. It depends on your vibration. It depends on your frequency. Again, 63. And it shall come to pass that as Yah rejoice over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yah will rejoice over you to destroy you and bring you to naught, which is nothing. And ye, which is you, shall be plucked up from off the land, whether thou go to possess it. No matter where you go, you're going to be plucked up from it. Now, 64 last verse. And Yah shall scatter you among all people. You see why we're everywhere? Do you see this? This is prophecy. When the Father speak, he mean what he say. This is prophecy. This is Deuteronomy 28 in the part of this is the curse. And Yah shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth, even unto the other end, unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. The wood today is the cross. The stone today is black marble in Mecca. The Muslims are going to pay homage to. You see what I'm saying? They curse and they don't even realize it. Wood and stone. Wood is the cross, which is the symbol, and that stone in Mecca. Get what I'm saying now? Right here in the book. Curses. The contract you made. Now let's get to that. I want to hold this right here because this is very important coming back. Exodus chapter 24. We're gonna read on down. Exodus 24. Let's get to it. Exodus chapter 24, verse 1. I want this to go straight. Let me see where we at. How we looking? 24. We'll go to the key verses, but I'm gonna read on down. But the key verses is 3, 6, and 7. 3, 6, and 7 is your key, but let me read and give you an understanding. And say, and he said, verse 20, chapter 24, Exodus chapter 24, verse 1. And he said unto Moses, come up unto Yah, thou and Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu. Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders. The elders is your fathers and your mothers of the community. That's the fifth commandment. Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye afar off. Talking about the people worship ye afar off. And Moses alone shall come near Yah. And Moses alone shall come on up near Yah, but they shall not come nigh. But they shall not, they can only come so far. See, you got droves, you got certain places, and you got ranks and things that he told them up, but only come so far. And Moses alone shall come up, verse 2, near Yah, but they shall not come nigh, neither shall the people go up with him. Verse 3 is one of the keys, the beginning of the contract. This is the contract that our ancestors made with the Creator. That's why we're going through the hell we're going through right here. Verse 3, Exodus 23, verse 3. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yah and all the judgments and all, here we go. He gave them all the words and all the judgment. And all the people answered with one voice. This is your contract that you signed, but didn't deliver. Actually, our ancestors, but we may be the ancestors of them. With one voice, it said, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yah has said will we do. That was an oath. The people in the wilderness said that. That's the oath. With one voice, let me read 3 one more time so y'all can get it. And Moses came and told the people all the words of Yah and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said, all the words which Yah has said will we do. They just agreed right then. The confirmation coming in a few minutes. The confirmation of the contract. Verse 4, and Moses wrote all the words of Yah and rose up early in the morning. So he wrote these down. He went up to get the stones, but this is what he written. See what I'm saying? And Moses wrote all the words of Yah and rose up early in the rising in the morning and builded an altar under the hill, 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel. He sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yah. They did sacrifice at that time. 6. And Moses took half the blood. See, this is the blood anointing. This is the blood that y'all talking about, that Jesus' blood and stuff like that. This is the blood anointing right here. You're about to get it. This is your contract. This is your blood contract. No different than we symbolize the blood contract when we do what we do, but not in idolatry. This is what we do. I don't mean taking blood, nothing like that. Now, I don't want to get y'all spooked. But we give them information and let them know according to this right here. The iron rod of today. This is where we at. So I don't want to spook y'all when I say a blood contract, but it is a blood contract back to Yah. And like I said, you have to understand not to be spooked, because it's not had nothing to do with pricking or anything like that. It's coming out from amongst your enemy, coming out from amongst her, my people. 6. And Moses took half the blood, 5, again, I go with 5, and he said, Exodus 23, verse 5. And he sent young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Yah. 6. And Moses took half the blood and put it in basins. He put half the blood in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. Right? Your key verse is 7 and 8. Half the blood he sprinkled on the altar. Here go your key verses. And he took the book of the covenant. Here we go. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience. 12 o'clock. I hope I hit the right one. I think I hit snooze. I'll know in a few moments. I don't know why I did that, but it must have happened for a reason. Verse 7. And he took the book of the covenant, the contract, the book of the covenant, the contract, and the promise. That's what you're looking at right now. 400-year contract, 400-year promise, 400-year covenant. And he took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. Check this out. And they said, there go your confirmation right here. And they said, all that Yah has said will we do and be obedient. This is your contract right here for the 400 years and for everything that happened before then. Everything that happened before then up until this time. But the 400-year contract is what the Creator made and said what was going to happen in Genesis 15. But this is part of that contract. We're supposed to keep the law. And also, a part of that is in the commandments, where the third and fourth generation of them that hate him, hate the Creator. But he's showing mercy unto 1,000 of them that love him and keep his commandments. You can't keep what you don't know. This is where your mercy comes in at, but you still got time to learn. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people, verse 7. And they said, all that Yah has said will we do and be obedient. Verse 8, last verse, 7 and 8. 3, 7 and 8 is your key verses. 8, this is your blood anointing. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant, the covenant, the covenant, the promise, the contract, the blood of the contract, the blood of the covenant which Yah has made with you concerning all these things. He sprinkled the blood of the contract. It was a contract. It was a promise. It was a covenant. It was a contract that we made with Yah. This is the reason why we're going through the hell we're going through. This is the reason why but he gave us a specific point in time that we're going to come out of it. We're 7 years out now. But it's still lingering on a lot of people because you didn't know. It's still lingering on a lot of people because you don't understand. The Father have to send his peace, his preachers, his priests, and whatever you want to call it, his prophets, his preachers, his servants to send to you for you to understand. There's no more excuse. There's no more excuse. Just to share with you, there's no more excuse for where we at right now. Might as well give it to you before I move into, thank you, Father, right on the nose. Just to show you there's no more excuse, Isaiah 29, I'm going to be quick with this. No more excuses. There was something I was supposed to see. Hold on, where you at? Oh, yeah, I put you there for a reason. No more excuse right here. Isaiah 29, starting at verse 10. Verse 10. And y'all have poured out upon you. You see? That's what he did. To a specific point in time. And y'all have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. That's why people sleep today. You had to go through this time. First off, our ancestors went through certain things. We had to get whooped. We had to go through the things that we went through to come out. When you learn a lesson, it's very valuable. A valuable lesson. When someone goes to jail, and if they hadn't gotten immune to it, and they see they lost their real freedom, they don't want to go back. Now, let me say it like this. When someone goes to hell, step beyond jail, because jail is hell. Being free and in hell. I just told you you are immune to the things of today. People are immune. When I say immune, they're immune to all the stuff that's going on today. Someone get killed, they don't worry about that. Hey, somebody get killed, okay. Somebody get shot, it doesn't traumatize them. They see so much on TV, they're used to it. This is hell, y'all. Spirit told me that because it was guiding me somewhere. And I didn't understand at the time. I'm just giving you portions of what happened with me. I didn't understand at the time. Spirit was trying to guide me away from the woman that I was with when he woke me up out of my sleep that I was in, about to marry a German who I was really in love with. We loved each other. One of the best relationships I have besides the one I got right now. Them the best two relationships I've had besides, I will put the one I had in Germany, not Germany, in Atlanta, and one that I was infatuated with. I'll put them under the two that I'm talking about right now. The one that I had in Germany, but my baby I got right now that the Creator gave me. Them the two best relationships I've had. But the one I went through in Germany, I had to go through that to get to where I am now. So we have to go through things. You have to go through lessons to understand. The lesson we had was a hard, long lesson. And it's longer than 400 years because when we went through this, we kept getting whooped. If you read the story, we kept getting whooped, kept getting whooped, kept getting whooped, kept getting whooped. But then when he relinquished the world over to Greek and then over to Rome, and when Rome did, it said the whole world, darkness covered the earth and gross darkness the people. That was a doozy. That was a whipping within a whooping. You are dead. You don't know nothing. You don't know you only know what your master give you. That's all you know. When your master give you what you want, yes, master. Then you get to the point where I'm like master now. I got my business, got my building, got this, got that, and everything you're doing for him. I got my business. Who you paying? Who you got to turn in taxes to? See, a lot of people don't look at the full flavor of the picture. They just looking at what, okay, I got this guy. Oh, I gotta go turn taxes in. I gotta pay them so I can do my business. I gotta go get registered. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. All that's part of the Roman system. All that's part of the Roman system. Now, as you come out of the system, it's things you got to do because nobody graduate in a day. You got to get to one step to do the next step, to learn the next step, to understand the next step, to get through to the next step. So yeah, people still slaves today, and people are still coming out of it. But like I said, and I shared with a brother earlier, a lot of people are part of the clay. When it comes to, I got to get there. Let me get there. Let me finish up right here, though. Where was I at? Isaiah 29. That's where I was at. Let me finish this up. I wanted to come there before I go to now the Roman Empire, where the people are at today. And I was telling people where we at and how come people are where they at. And right here, it just showed you right there. For Yah has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes, and close your eyes, the prophets and your rulers. The seers have he covered. Your rulers, the seers and everybody you know that's supposed to know what they know, he has covered. And the vision of all, I like to say the vision of all of the, or should I say, in all the visions, I'll put it like that. And all the visions is become unto you as the words of a book. See, all the visions is right there in the book. I thought so. I snoozed it. There we go. There we go. Now, and the vision of all, should I say, and all the visions, I would like to say in my point of view, but the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, y'all preachers and pastors. Men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I cannot, for it is sealed. Revelations, for instance. Revelations that they don't even understand. They talking about the dragon, the seven-headed dragon is this and that, and they don't even understand what it is. These are parables and things that they don't understand. That's why they say it's sealed. But then verse 12, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he said, I'm not learned. Oh, I don't know. They ain't trying to learn either. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I just know what I know. You ain't trying to learn. You ain't trying to understand. And what happens in 13? Wherefore Yah said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. I'm blessed and highly favored. Do honor me, but 13 again. Wherefore Yah said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and with their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men. Your Council of Nicaea, your New Testament. See, the Creator's law is right here. But you've been taught away from that. We don't live under the old no more. We live under the new. We ain't under the old no more. We under the new. The new is bringing you to hell. Because the Father's word is back here. Thus saith Yah. All the time you heard me say, thus saith Yah. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Almighty. That's what you've been hearing me saying. Some of y'all probably ain't paid no attention. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work. 14. I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people. I guess it's meant for me to say that. Therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. Got a contract we out now, a contract we just supposed to come out of. And a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish. You see that? For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Now, let's get on over here to Daniel chapter 2. Right? Thank you, Father. I'm not gonna give you everything. I'm not gonna read the whole thing down. I want y'all to start at verse 26 and read on down. I'm gonna give you the keys right here, though. The keys right here is this: 32. I want you to start at 26. Daniel 2, 26. But I'm about to give you the key points because I'll be here a long time if I don't. And we are already, 41 minutes in, and don't even seem like it. But this image head was of fine gold. Verse 32. This image head was of fine gold. His breast and his arms of silver. His belly and his thighs of brass, and his legs of iron. His legs of iron, and his feet part iron and part clay. I'm going to break that part iron and clay down to you in a few moments. This is where we at right now today. Part iron and part clay. You want to be part of 34. This is what you want to be. This is who you want to be. Verse 34, Daniel 2 and 34. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands. We just read that. Remember he told Moses to come up into the mountain? Remember Moses received 2 tablets of stone with the 10 commandments of it? This is what it's talking about. The commandments is what this is talking about. Verse 34, thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet. What image? That were of iron and clay, started at the feet, and break them to pieces. The iron and the clay right now, I'm glad we right there. Number one is you see 3 points. You see in verse 34, thou sawest a stone. That was the law that was given to Moses that's going to be within the people. Thou sawest that a stone that was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet. His feet is where it started at. Started at the feet and worked its way up. Upon his feet that were of iron and clay. Okay, iron is the system today, which is the legs, which is the Roman Empire. That's the iron. The clay is the people, which is us, that are separating ourselves at the feet. The iron and the clay, they're together. Why? Because the system is the corporation, but the clay is us separating ourselves from the system. You got the Moors. You know, I know about the Moors, don't you? I know y'all hear about the Moors. The Moors, the Moors, the Moors, the Moors, the Moors, Moors, right? The Moors is one. You got the indigenous tribes. They're separating themselves because now they come to find out who they are. This the clay. I'm giving you an understanding right now. In the 400 years, or shall I say after the 400, because right now we there, we way out, and now we come to understand a lot more than what we thought. A lot more than what we thought. The iron is the system. The clay is us separating ourselves from the system. Don't we look like clay? Huh? The iron is Esau. Well, the iron is Esau. Iron is the Greek and the Roman, well, not the Greek itself. That's Esau itself. Esau is Greek and Rome. That devoured the whole earth. I'm going to give you that in a few moments. That's why I told you I'm going to portions right now. Y'all can read down and read the rest for yourself. But don't read and look at what the word is saying and stop reading over the words. See what's being said. The iron is the system, which is the corporation. The clay is us separating ourselves from the system. They're the clay. But the holy ones is the law. We're the stone from the mountain. Or should I say that was cut without hands? That's the law. That's me. And those who choose to be like myself, who's standing in the law and separating themselves from the system. Now, verse 34, again. We'll go with 33. Well, we already did that. Iron breast, arm silver, and his belly, his belly and thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. 34. Thou sawest till a stone, which was the law, which is the tablets that was given to Moses, was cut out without hands, which smote the image of. Don't forget, this is the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. Which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, which is the feet, was where it started at, and break them to pieces. 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold. You see that? All you Moors, if you ain't spiritual, if you ain't getting with the law, you see yourself right here, according to prophecy. All you, I'm a Moor. The Moor, we all are Moors. We all ain't Moors. The Moors come from Lot and his two daughters, and one of his daughters, his first daughter. Go back and read Sodom and Gomorrah and see when Lot came out of and when he had the Moabites. That's the Moors of today. The Moabites are the Moors of today. They had a beginning, because y'all can call yourself Moor all day long. If you are around, a brother told me today he was out in the midst of Dakota or something like that. And all he seen was Caucasians. And when he saw another brother, he was like, man, it's a miracle he seen one of his own. Imagine that. That's just like you around all these Caucasians and you a Moor. If you a Moor, that's what they called you. But just because they called you a Moor and you was melanated doesn't mean everybody's the same, because everybody's not a Moor. That's the problem with these people today. They get so sophisticated, they think everybody's what they. No, they're like everybody's not an Israelite. Everybody's not an Israelite. Just like the tribe, indigenous tribes, every tribe has their own tribe. We just got to put things in order. You just have to realize that. That's all. So, again, 35. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together. See, all of them was broken down and became like the shaft of the summer threshing floors. And the wind carried them away. You see, all the stuff that's going on now, you ain't even going to hear about it no more. This Roman Empire, the sororities and fraternities and the basketball games, all that stuff gonna come to an end. Baseball, all this stuff is coming to an end. So you got to get a start to get it wiped out first. It has to get there. It has to come to pass. And this is what people fail to realize. So, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them, and the stone that smote the image, see that? This the law. Check out what happened with the stone, which is the law, in the people, into them today, which is the spirit of today. We are the Messiahs. We are the anointed. That's the stone in us. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled what? The whole earth. It shall come to pass. This is what's going on now. See, we out of 400 years. That had to come in order for us to forget ourselves, to awaken, forget ourselves, come out of it, and then the judgment had to happen worldwide, which it did. Mostly on those Roman empires, but it happened worldwide. That sickness and pestilence traveled throughout the world. Everybody know 2020. If you say what happened in 2020, the average person can tell you the coronavirus. People scared to say it. I'm not scared to say it. That happened in 2020. That's a monument. That's a monumental time. That's a time in history that'll never be forgotten in these days. 2020. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Now, when you read down, you're going to see that Nebuchadnezzar was a king at a time. And then you're going to get down to 39. This is what I want to hit. 39. After Nebuchadnezzar, after thee shall arise another kingdom. This is what I'm giving you the understanding to. After thee, Nebuchadnezzar, shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. This is the Medes and the Persians. And another third kingdom, this is your Rome, this is your Greek. And watch what it say here. See the difference here compared to everything else? This is when the darkness covered the earth and gross darkness to people. This is when the start of it happened. Another third kingdom of brass. 39 again. And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom, which is of brass, which shall bear rule over all the earth. You see that word there? All. Which shall bear rule over all the earth. 40. That was brass. That was Greek. That was Alexander the Great and his army. Alexander the Greek and his army. This is history now. Now you're coming into history and you're coming into prophecy. That's what this is. This is what didn't happen and what has happened and where we at today. Which shall bear rule over all the earth. And verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. This is the Roman Empire. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces, iron has broken in pieces and subdued everything that you do. Church and state, basketball, baseball, hockey, those are the gladiators of today. The performance areas, which is your television and all, everything you do is of the Roman Empire. They have consumed everything you do. Consumed. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron, for as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things. And as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise everything. That's why you can't buy or sell without a name, social security card, or a number, social security card. Name is all caps. Your ID card you got in your pocket. Your social security number. And break in pieces. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, here we go again, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. See what we're doing now? This is happening today. This is a part of the awakening, the division. You're separating yourself from the system. But there shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, because the iron is still handling everything. So in it is the strength of the iron, but you're going to be handling yourself within the iron. But there shall be in it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with murky clay. So let me break it all down. Let me get to 43 and 44. And whereas thou, well, I might as well read 42 then. Let me read 41 on down. And whereas thou sawest the feet and the toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with murky clay. 42. And as the toes of the feet were part iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. See, it's breaking off right now as we awaken. As we awaken, the kingdom is breaking up. You see it say the kingdom, right? The kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with the murky clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men. We are the seed of men. but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Look at these boys that's getting, look at how often these murders is coming up with these Caucasian and our brothers. Y'all don't see that, do you? This young brother went out, and I just heard a little bit more about it today, but even though, why be around those people? I don't be around nobody who don't like me. And I'm not going to act like some that's try to put myself in the position. If you don't like me, I don't have to be around you. If you don't like me, bye. I can go over there. I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be great. I'm not going to be around you knowing that you don't like me. Matter of fact, I don't really trust you because now your spirit of your ancestors is coming back on y'all. Y'all don't see how many people is coming up dead now that they're talking about? Some people are coming up and nobody's talking about it. I'm hearing more and more things coming up now. Nobody's really saying anything. A lot of people are not paying attention, but some people are reporting the information of about the things that's going on with our people amongst these heathens, amongst these Caucasians. But y'all not paying no attention. This is what's going on now. We don't mix with them. It's time to separate ourselves from them. Now, I understand that those who really truly trying to find their way with the Creator, that's honestly, hey, they open. I'm straight for it. It's good. Because all nations going to come to us anyway. But for those that I know that hate me, I don't want to be around them. And I ain't got no love for somebody that's going to do something to me. And, oh, okay, I love you. God forgive me. That's your Christian talking. That's that Christianity that was put in your mind for to make you forgive them while they're killing you. Y'all better wake up. Y'all better wake up. Verse 44. And in the days of these kings, in the days of these kingdoms, I might as well break it down to you. Because now I got to get to you where we are today. But in the days of these kingdoms, that's why I say these kings. A lot of people look at kings, they don't understand that today these are kingdoms happening in these times. And in the days of these kings, which are kingdoms, shall Yah of heaven set up a kingdom. He set up the kingdom through Abram. I remember I just shared with you Genesis 15, verse 1. Part 1, I just shared with you. He said, thy seed shall be as the stars of heaven. He set up the kingdom then. Oh, y'all can't get that because y'all don't follow the timeline. I follow the timeline. I give you the timeline. I show you the timeline according to scripture. In the days of these kings, Babylon, Medes and the Persian, the Greek and Roman Empire. In the days of these kingdoms shall Yah of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. That was in the time of Abram. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people. Other people. That means Israel is going to awaken, as it's happening today. And Israel is going to be the leader of all nations. Shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. You see that? And it shall stand forever, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, which was the law, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver. You see the clay? Moors, indigenous people. If you ain't keeping the law, all that stuff is no good, no way. Because the whole world's going to be covered with the Creator's law. So y'all going to separate yourself, but if you think you're going to be out there without the law, you got another thing coming. Because the spirit is going to be intact then. The spirit is the law. It break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold. The great Yah has made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter. And the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. Now, That was just your beginning to understand from the dream of Nebuchadnezzar what was going to happen. Now let's understand where we at today. I got to give you this real quick. Let me give you an understanding of where we at today. 23. Where we at today. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth. 23. Daniel 7:23. I'm going to start here for now. I would like to give you a little bit more, but I'm starting right here for now because we already in. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which, and I shared this, upon earth, which shall be diverse, which is different from all kingdoms. Yes, this kingdom is different from all the other kingdoms. But let me break it down. I'm going to give you a clear breakdown so you have an understanding. 23 again. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse, different from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth. You understand? Whole earth, all the earth. And shall tread it down and break it in pieces. Gonna tread the earth down and break it in pieces. 24. And wait a minute, let me give you that. I always break that down so y'all have to understand how they did it. So you got to understand the Greeks did it first. The Greeks went around with Alexander the Greek and they conquered everywhere they went until he couldn't conquer no more. That's how they gained the whole earth. Until he couldn't conquer no more. Then he relinquished or Greek relinquished their power unto Rome. You find that in Revelation 13. He relinquished his power to Rome. Rome picked it up from there. Both of these are Esau. But nowadays, we're in the spirit of Esau, which is the spirit of the Roman Empire. It's the spirit. It's not regular Caucasian, even though they put themselves out there. It's the spirit, because all people are of Rome, and all the world have wandered after Rome and the beast, which is the beast. So all the world is wondering, so Rome is in the minds of the people. It's spiritual today. Again, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse, different from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces. How did he do that? Number one, like we said, I just gave you to understand about them taking over each continent. Now let's understand the breakdown. Rome was Greek first, then Rome took over each continent. Gave each continent the name that we have today. And then what's inside the continents? We have countries inside the continents. The countries inside the continents, and then we have city and states, if we have city and states at all, or just a country with different other connection countries there as well, or city and states. And then we have districts and counties. We have towns. What am I missing there? Towns and I said district, towns and rural areas. Then we have neighborhoods and blocks, and we have street addresses. Well, I just say streets. Then we have addresses, which is your home, which you can mail something from where you at to anywhere in the world. This is all Rome. Remember when it said it shall break and bruise and consume all things? This is Rome. All the way down to your household, to your household, no matter where you at, to anywhere in the world. That goes to show you that how they took over. All right? And not only that, all the way to now that a baby come out your womb, now they put clink, clink. They put cuffs on that. Why? Because they gave you a birth certificate, social security card, and ID card. People are too visiting the iniquity, the ignorance upon the fathers, upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. This is iniquity, this ignorance, because we don't know. Ignorance only means you don't know. We're ignorant to the facts, but I'm bringing it to you. Now it all depends on what you're going to do from this point. Depends on what you're going to do. We're ignorant to the fact that we have been made, our mothers have been made to be informants. Our mothers have been made to be informants in order to turn us over to the system. at birth, coming out the womb. They take your fingerprint, they take your footprint to know who you are. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are in their database worldwide, or at least where they at. You got to understand the situation. This is how you are part of the system and how they have taken over. But you got to come out. We have a plan. We have a remedy. If you choose to come, you're welcome to. But if you try to be in this without being spiritual, you don't get a rude awakening. And spiritual is just about being in the law, keeping the law, understanding the law, walking by the law. That's all it is. It's just that simple. But let's keep it moving. Since I broke that down and break it in pieces, 24. And now let's break it down to where we are today. And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings. Now these are the different kingdoms, on the continents. Now you got Britain, you got Russia, you got what's these names that they be calling? Britain, Russia, excuse me. I don't know all the names of these China. I don't know if Japan in there or not. Britain, China, all these other names. These are these 10 kingdoms, or these 10 kings or kingdoms that shall arise, and another shall rise after them. This is the United States. So I'm giving the breakdown as we go. And another shall rise after them. This is the United States, the youngest country. This all right here I'm giving you is in Revelation 13. Another shall rise after them. This is the United States, right? And he shall be diverse from the first. The United States shall be diverse or different from old Rome. Old Rome is from Caesar. New Rome is with the Pope. And this is the reason why every time you get a new president, they go visit. They used to go visit the prince. What's her name? The Queen of England used to. They used to go see the Queen of England to go give their homage. This is the young country that was risen over here, which is the United States. And they used to go pay homage to the Queen. And I believe the Pope, because the Pope is over everything as well. So he shall be diverse, which is different from the first. And he shall subdue 3 kings. The 3 kings that he subdued, Babylon, Medes, and Persians. That's why you have a lot of the Greek culture here. You have a lot of the Medes and Persian and the Babylonian Persian. All these cultures is a part of Rome. It said he should subdue everything. As iron break and subdue, it should do everything. 25. And should subdue 3 kings. And 25. Daniel 7:25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High. That's your Christianity. That's Christianity. He's speaking great words against the Most High. You ain't under law no more, you under grace. You ain't under law no more, you under grace. Jesus did this. Jesus did that. This and that about Jesus, Jesus. Everything is about Jesus today. Blasphemy. Speak great words against the Most High and shall wear out the saints. This is in the 400 years and in our time. This the 400 years he's wearing out the saints. We don't know who we are, our land, our language, our culture. We've forgotten our way of life and we're taking on the Roman way of life. We go into church on Sunday. I don't do it anymore. Sunday is your day of worship. And then you bring that big old bag of abomination right over into the Sabbath. The Father said, rest on the Sabbath day. You and your family can have a holy convocation, can go through the word on the Sabbath. You're supposed to teach your children diligently. The day is a day of rest and relaxation for the family. That's what the Sabbath is. He said he don't want you to work. How many people are ignoring that knowledge? How many people are ignoring that law? That's a law, the 4th commandment. But let's keep it moving. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, which is blasphemy, and also giving the praise to Jesus. which is the image that was made, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, which is us, which that's why we don't know our land, our language, our heritage, our culture. We're in the position we're in today. And shall think to change time and law. Think to change the beginning of the year from the middle. Why you got April Fool? Where did April Fool come from? Because around that time is the real beginning of the year. The beginning of the year is the end of March, beginning of April, and the king or one of the seasons changing from the beginning of the year to the middle of winter, to Janus. Do you ever look up the word January and see where it came from? Have you ever decided to do that? Do you decide to look up anything? Do you decide to look up any history, any facts about the things you worshiping and the things you doing and why it's here and why they do these things? Do you even look it up? This is why he was subdued and you into everything that everybody else is doing instead of yourself. And think to change times and laws. Y'all celebrating, we just turned 12 o'clock. Y'all celebrating a new day in the middle of the night. How that look? How ludicrous is that? A new day in the middle of the night when the day is the light period, when the breaking of the day is when the going up of the sun. That's the breaking of day and the beginning of the day. You got two halves to the day. When the sun is going up and when the sun is going down. You have morning and you have evening. That's why the evening and the morning is a day. And think to change times and laws. And they shall be given. Here you go. And they shall be given into his hand. Before I get to the next point, they shall be given to his hand. Who gave it to him? The Creator. Allow him to be in the position he in today. Who is he? The Roman Empire. It was prophesied, or shall I say prophesied, and in the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, saying what was going to happen. And said what was going to happen afterwards, what we're going to end up doing. And they shall be given into his hand. Now here go your key. Until a time, Greek, and times, Roman, and the dividing of times, the 400 years. Oh, dividing, how'd you divide? Dividing of time is the 400 years. In the midst of the week, well, not that part, because that's something else. I'm sorry I said that. That there's about the building of the temple. That's something else totally different. But in this time, the dividing of times, which is in the 400 years. This is where we at. The dividing of times. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. Now check this out. Verse 26. But the judgment shall sit. The judgment. See that? See the judgment right there? And the dividing of time, 400 years. Then the judgment shall sit. The judgment. 2020 and everything afterwards. The judgment is happening today. It's happening upon those who decide to keep the law, or shall I say, those who don't decide to keep the law, those who choose to be of the system, those who don't choose to change, those who keep carrying on this Roman Empire because their time is up. And if you're going to stay with them, you're going to go down with them. Simple as that. Simple as that. If you're going to be with the system, you're going down with the system. Hey, it's just that simple. And the body time. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion. See, the judgment gonna sit, but as the judgment is sitting, we're gonna take away the dominion. This way, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it until the end. And the kingdom, here you go, which is the earth, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven. That's everything. That's the whole earth. Shall be given to the people of the saints. The saints are those, Israel, and all nations, tongues, and people who decide to turn to the law. Revelation chapter 7. Revelation chapter 7. Those are the saints. Not Israel only, for all tongues, nations, and people. This is what people need to realize. See, the Hebrew Israelite, they wait, well, it's just going to be us. No, it's going to be all nations here. But you are the one who is established to carry the law. You're the saints. Anybody who's carrying the law is a saint. Anybody who's doing the creative will is a saint. The saints is going to be all across the world. We all are saints. But he established his law with Israel, with Judah and Israel. Let me put it like that. So, and the kingdom and the dominion of the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High. See? Because they don't be keeping his word. Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. Who? The Creator. Through what? Through his law. Now, I'm going to give it to you in a nutshell real quick at 7 and 17 and 18. These great beasts, which are four kingdoms, are four kings, which is kingdoms, which shall arise out of the earth. Nutshell. 18 is your key. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Nutshell. 2 verses. 2 verses in a nutshell that lets you know what's going to happen. 4 kingdoms going to stand up, or 4 kings, which is 4 kingdoms going to stand up. They're going to rise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High are going to take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever. Now, just to share with you what we just come out of, over here in 8 and 23, it says, in the latter time of their kingdom, in the day we in right now, in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, that's us. We're the transgressors, and it has come to the full, the 400 years. A king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up. These are going to be in the time of the 400 years, but they're going to stand up. The dark sentences is when you go into court. The sister shared that. When you go to court, when they say, do you understand the charges being held against you? And you say, yes, you think they're saying, well, you know, you ran a light. Or no, you just gave them jurisdiction over you. That's the dark sentences. Anytime they give you something, and the dark sentences is if you go and they say, well, can you sign your name here? Anytime you give your signature, you just agree. Anytime you give your signature, you just agree for them to go into your account, especially if you give them your signature and your social security number, job, whatever. You just gave them your account and your access. When you go into court and you sign and then go, man, there's so much y'all need to know. There's so much y'all need to understand. But all this is still a part. You see, it says understanding dark sentences. Let me hit that part again. 23. Daniel 8 and 23. In the latter time, which is in these days, of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, that's us. 400 years. In the 400 years, that is, actually. In the 400 years, the transgressors, which is Israel, transgressors, are come to the full. A kingdom of fierce darkness, a kingdom of fierce countenance, and understanding dark sentences stand up. 24. And his power shall be mighty. Who power? The Roman power is going to be mighty. It said, but not by his own power, because it's going to be by the Creator. The Creator is going to allow him to have this power. And he shall destroy wonderfully. Doesn't their army do that? Don't they practice? Don't their army does that? They're going to destroy wonderfully and shall prosper. They're going to prosper in the things they do and practice and shall destroy the mighty and holy people, which is us. That's what they have done. They destroyed us. They practiced. They took over everywhere they go. They are men of war. And through his policy, you see the word policy, right? That's 25. And through his policy also he shall call craft to prosper. He's craftiness in the things he do. He's making you agree to something that you don't know that you're agreeing to. He's making you sign things and not realize he's taking money out of your Q-tips and stuff that you're supposed to know how to take care of yourself with. They were supposed to teach you, but they didn't teach you. They taught you how to be a slave. They manipulated you, and you don't even know it. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Who? The system. And he shall magnify himself in his heart. Isn't that United States? United States magnify. Oh, I'm the best. We are the best. We can do it all. We are the best in the world. And by peace shall destroy many. And by peace, peace officers, cops that you think that's on your side, that's not for you, judges that's supposed to be giving fair judgment, that's not for you. When you go to court, you think things are happening and they got all kind of policies against you, legislations against you, state constitutions that's against you, because the state constitution is nothing like the real constitution. They're against you. They're against the public. This is what I'm trying to say. Not only me, I'm telling you from the scripture. This stuff is not for you. That's why you got to come out from her, my people, by getting in your office and what we have to share for you if you want it. That's all I can say. I told you, we don't use their stuff. Hey. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. But check this out. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes. Now this is what I want y'all to understand. We are the prince of princes. That's us. As we awaken. We are the chosen of Yah. We are the chosen to awaken to do the will of the Creator. And he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. You see that? That's Daniel 8:25. He shall be broken without hand. Now you just got to get in your stance, in your place, so he can be broken without, because you ain't gonna have to. See, people think you got to go to war to them. We don't need to go to war. This is what I'm talking about. When you know prophecy, when you know the word of Yah, you can see. You don't need to go to war. The pen is mightier than the sword. You just got to know how to wield it. You just got to know how to use it. Your witch, oh man, I have to tell you, yeah, she was a witch because I knew what she playing. Yo Kahela, what's her name? Kahela. Yo Miss Harris, yo whatever her name, Harris. She got my last name. But yeah, my last name. She was going to turn this into a hell, and so many men would have been turned into trying to turn the babies. Y'all don't know what was coming. All y'all people who still looking for the old way to stay. Or y'all people that's with Democrat going Democrat blindly and not even knowing what it really is about. I'm a Democrat because my family was a Democrat. You stupid, ignorant dummy. I'm not none of it because I don't vote. That was all rigged. My ancestor died to vote. He died because it was something that he was trying to do that they rigged that you don't know nothing about. You ain't even a part of. Our ancestor, our this, and I tell you what. Stay with them Caucasians if you want. You about to find you're gonna come up to a rude awakening. Keep being around these Caucasians and thinking they got the best hand for you. All I can tell you now is Trump is doing something through the will of Yah. Through the spirit of Yah, Trump may not even know what he's doing, but he's taking care of prophecy according to Yah's will. See, everybody on this earth, when the Father raised them up, you just read when it said is in his hand. What did it say right here? It says in verse 24, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power. That power is by Yah. It's not his power that's doing this. And y'all give them praise because y'all don't know Yah. I know people say, oh, I love God. This now, I love God. I love the Creator. I love God. But you don't have people talking to Him well with their lips and speaking to them well with their mouth. I had it backwards. But their hearts are far from Him. I just read it. But he shall be broken without hand. And the vision of the evening and morning, as I've been sharing, is true. Which was told is true. Exactly, because I told you. That's me right there. I think that's about me. Or many of us has been saying it. Wherefore shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. You see that right there? Now let me go ahead to 12 real quick. Revelation 12. Real quick. I'm going to give you a little something to let you understand where we are today. See, this right here is me talking to you according to His word. But let me give you before, let me see how much time I got. Okay, let me give you 25 real quick, then we'll come back. Excuse me, right there. I might as well give you this right here because this goes with what I just said in Daniel. Daniel 7 and 8 goes with Revelation 13. Matter of fact, 12 and 13. I'm going to give you 12 real quick to let you understand. The great red dragon is Esau. If you go to Genesis chapter 27, verse 39 and 40, you'll see who the red dragon is. Or shall I say 25, Genesis 25, verse 22, I believe, 21 through 25. 21 through 25, you'll see the blessing was given to Jacob. He said the elder gonna serve the younger. But in Genesis 27, verse 39 to 40, he got his blessing last. That's when it said the last should be first and the first should be last. The one that got their blessing last ended up getting the dominion first. The one that got their blessing first ended up getting the dominion last. That's what is meant by that. So Revelations 12, because I could give you 11. And when you read 11 and break it all down, when it talks about, man, there's so much I can go. I could go to a whole boy. I could show you so much stuff to understand. Revelations 11 is talking about today. So much more I would love to go into. When they talk about the two witnesses, the two witnesses are Judah and Israel. And Judah and Israel is us. And what has happened in Revelation 11, starting at verse 3. Starting at verse 3, it said, and I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. That's talking about the two witnesses being Judah and Israel. And as it's going down, these are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before Yah of the earth. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth. Didn't that happen when in chapter 1, 2 Kings chapter 1? When Elijah spoke, or was that Elisha? I think that was Elisha, yeah. Spoke, and the fire came down from heaven and burnt 100 men. They burnt up 102 men. Talking about 50, a flank of 50 plus their captain. Then the third 50 that came, he bowed to him and said, please don't. And then what ended up happening, he ended up going with him to Ahaz or Ahab. Because they wanted to come and take him. I'm saying Ahaz or Ahab. Yeah, I believe it was Ahaz or Ahab at that time. But the whole point is this is why you got to understand the stories, to understand the scriptures, to understand the prophecies. But right here, this is when he said, these are the two olive trees and the two, verse 4, Revelations 11 and 4. The two candlesticks standing before the Yah of earth, and if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed. What I tell you about today about this individual that came at me and really spoke against Yah's word, and they called me today on a whole different level. And I didn't do nothing to the person. They went cognito, and all I know, they coming back with like they got an attitude about something. Like now they done got what they need, and but yet still, then right next day, I shared that in part 1. And if any man will hurt them, okay, I got that. In this manner, it must be verse 6. These have power to shut heaven, and that it rain not in the days of their prophecy. Elisha did it, and Elijah did it. And they're part of Israel. That's the whole point. These are people a part of the Father's kingdom. These are the ones who's doing the situations that's happening. The witnesses, the ones who Creator has made to do His will, these are the prophets. And have power to water, to turn, these have power to shut the heaven and that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over water to turn them to blood. Did not Moses do that? And to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. And this is Israel. Never people fail to realize they're looking for 2 men, but this is 2 tribes. Well, not 2 tribes. It's the nation of Israel. Judah first, and then the nation of Israel. One's in Israel doing these things. Verse 7. Often as they will, verse 7. Revelation 11:7. And when, see, I have to go, I'm glad I'm going through this to give you an understanding in this day and time where we at now, though. It went from then, remember it said, in the days of these kings. Remember we read that a few minutes ago in Daniel chapter 2? In the days of these kings, the Creator of heaven going to set up a kingdom. He did it first, started through Abram, through Isaac, through Jacob, and through his children, and through their children's children. Their children's children is the people that did these things. That's us. And when they shall have finished their testimony. Check this out. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. I'm glad I came to this. I'm glad, thank you, Father, for me stopping to do this. Finish their testimony. The beast, the Roman Empire. The beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit. This is the Roman Empire, y'all. This is metaphor that people don't know. See, when you read these things, these preachers, remember we read in Isaiah 29, he shall deliver these words unto someone that's learned. And he said, read this, I pray thee. He said, I cannot, because I have not learned. No, that's one who don't learn. He said the ones that seal. He have delivered the book to the one who's the one that's learned. And he said, read this. He said, I have not, because it is sealed. He's talking about Revelations now, and I'm giving you the understanding in Revelations. It says, and when they shall have finished their testimony, the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit, which is the Roman Empire, the Greek, but really at the Roman Empire, where we at today, shall make war against them and shall overcome them and kill them, but not physically. Many of us he did kill, but mentally and spiritually, we're dead. That's why I'm saying so much. I'm gonna go to the valley of dry bones in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 1 through 14. I want to give you that, but I ain't gonna have enough time. I'll be on this thing for hours. I'll be on this for hours trying to break stuff down to y'all. But let's keep it moving. And their dead bodies shall be, and shall overcome them and kill them. Let's make that one more time. And when they shall have finished their testimony, in the beast that ascended out of the bottomless pit, which is the Roman Empire, shall make war against them. That's us. And shall overcome them and kill them. That's us. This is us, the 400 years. And shall kill them. Right? And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually, you see that word there? People fail to understand that. Which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Don't they call this Egypt today? Modern day Egypt? So-called Sodom and Gomorrah, spiritually. Especially Atlanta. It used to be San Francisco. From one end of the country to the other end of the country. It used to be San Francisco when I was a little boy. Now, Atlanta is the Sodom and Gomorrah of this country. in this day and time, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Now, let me give you an understanding on that point there. We are the Lord's. We are the ones who was crucified by how? Hanging from trees, killed in the streets, because we are the anointing of Yah. I showed you the anointing. It wasn't just a couple of people. It was the nation of Israel anointed by the blood of an ox in Exodus chapter 24, verse 3, 7, and 8 was your key in chapter 24 of Exodus. We are the anointed and was crucified in this land, across the land. A lot of our people being hung. They're being crucified today. Just a couple of boys just being crucified. Boys, these things are happening and y'all can't see. This is what I mean you're blinded. Because y'all looking for something that the Romans gave you as a fairy tale instead of looking at the facts of what's going on today. This is where it is. Might well give it to y'all. I'm giving it to you. Where our Lord, which is where our people was crucified. And they of the people, and check this out. Tell me this ain't happening. And they of people and kindreds and tongues and nations that come into our neighborhoods, get paid off us. We go and buy stuff out of their stores. And the stuff that they have, we go buy them stuffs up, right? And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half. There you go. Didn't I tell you about the half? The 3 days. A day to the Father, 1,000 years. 1,000 years, 2,000 years, 3,000 years, right? Then you got the half. What makes the half? You got, look at the days, look at the century. A century is from 1 point to a century. You got 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. Then you got the middle, 4, 5, 6, 400 years. Then you got the end, 7, 8, 9. 3, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then it starts over. See what I'm saying? I try to give you understanding. 3 days and a half. We're in the 400 years right now. That's the half. And then what happens? And shall not suffer their dead bodies to put in graves. Verse 9, one more time. I just gave you the breakdown. Now I'm going to read it to you again. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations, all these other nations and people that come over to our land, mainly here, and set up in our neighborhoods, get paid off us. Watch all the stuff that they do. You're going to see it right here. And they of the people, and kindred and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half. Mentally dead, spiritually dead, but not physically dead. And shall not suffer their dead bodies to put in graves, right? And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry and shall send gifts one to another. Isn't that what they do when they come in our neighborhoods? When they set up shop? When they get paid off us? Don't they go back to the Japanese, Chinese, Arabs, Ethiopians, whoever they are? All these other people come over here. And Brother Robert just got to sharing. Yeah, I know friends that say when they come over here in customs, they tell them not to befriend us. Not to befriend us. They're not like us. They don't really care about us. They not us. They not us. They not us. They don't really care about us. Kendrick Lamar and Michael Jackson. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, rejoicing over us, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets, Judah and Israel, tormented them that dwell on the earth. Why do you think they're trying to be like us? Why do you think every nation see us and want to try to act like us? They come over here and want to be like us because they know they have our energy is strong because we have the energy of Yah. Even in our ignorance, they want to be like us. 11. And after 3 days and a half, 3,000 years and 400 years, or either in the third day, maybe the 400 years, who knows? Maybe the 400 years, who knows? But and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yah entered into them. End of the curse, the end of the contract. See that? The spirit of life, the spirit of Yah, the commandments, the law. That should devour the whole earth. We're going to be spread through the whole earth. We just read in Daniel. Chapter 7, verse 17 and 18. Chapter 7, chapter 8. We just read it. We also read in Daniel chapter 2. It's telling you right here in the sealed book. And after 3 days and a half, verse 11, the spirit of life of Yah entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And a great fear fell upon them which saw them. Great fear fell on all these other people because now we have awakened. See what I'm saying? See, a lot of people don't understand. They can't see the metaphors in here. They can't see the spirit in these books, especially in Revelation. 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, who heard a great voice from heaven? The voice they hear is from right in here. The voice from heaven was given to the prophets to put in this book for us to read right here. This is the voice of Yah that we're hearing right here. This is what we're hearing, y'all. But you have to read it to see it, to understand it, to know it. Right here. This is the great voice from heaven right here. You're reading it. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven. How did they ascend to heaven? In the mind. By the law. In the mind. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. What kind of cloud? The cloud in your mind. The understanding. The cloud is spiritual. You have awoken. I'm going to give you that in a few moments too. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earth was and in the earth was slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the Yah of heaven. See, now that's coming. See, a lot of people are going to be afraid, and we don't know what that earthquake is. That earthquake may be us. It may not be a physical earthquake. I'm saying may now. I ain't saying what I'm knowing. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city, meaning it could be the people. I'm saying could be at this point. It could be for real. It could be spiritual. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. And the remnant for the rest of them was affrighted and gave glory to Yah. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. This is what I've been trying to get people to see, what I've been trying to get people to understand. The law is your key. The 400-year contract has been up for the last 7 years. What you going to do about it? You going to get close to the Creator, or you going to end up feeling the wrath of Yah? So much, man. So much more I can tell y'all. But I will give you this. I was going to go into the red dragon, which is Esau, verse 3 and 12. There appeared another dragon, but this right here is Esau. This is him, but we doing the 400 years. This is the reason why we in the 400 years. But I'm not going to give you that because I told y'all check out four steps revealing Rome. please go to my video in YouTube and check that out. That way I don't have to give you this point right here because I'll be going over stuff that's not needing me to go over. So 4 steps revealing Rome. I'm just sharing that with you now. Go check that, and that'll be the conclusion for what you need to see here. And then you'll understand everything together in a nutshell. 4 steps revealing Rome under Juice Pro 33 on YouTube. I got 2 parts on that. I haven't put the full video in yet because it's a long one, but you can still get part 1 and part 2. And I'm beginning to re-upload a lot of my stuff that I haven't been putting in. So, but you got everything in live. Go to live in my YouTube, Juice Pro 33 all together. Check it out. But let me get over here to verse 12:12. You just got through reading over here when it says, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended, verse 11, Revelation 11 and 12, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Now let's go over here to 12:12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Now they rejoice. It went up to heaven. Now you're dwelling in them. Now when you get to over here to 12, verse 7 through from 7 to 11, a matter of fact, 7 to 12, this is Mikael. But I'm going to give you 12 right now to give you a better understanding. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth, all those people who choose not to follow the Creator's way, the Creator's law, and to follow and understand His way. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, whether it's the sea of people or under maritime law. For the devil, which is the system, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. The system is falling out. The system is falling. The 400 years is up, 1619 to 1619 to 2019, yeah. And then 2020 was the judgment. And afterwards, we'll come out with great substance. But you got to get prepared for the great substance. You got to get prepared to the great substance through His law and through your freedom, which I will give to you in a few moments. I'm going to hit 12:12 one more time before I go to the next point. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Well, this is the connection to Revelation 11:12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither, and they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, which is in the mind. And their enemies beheld them. A lot of people, you know it ain't no real heaven. You're going to be ascending up. That ain't happening. That's a metaphor. Then it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth. That's all you is still on a lower vibration, as we shared last night. All you still on lower vibration. Woe you the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down to you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. That's your system. That's the kingdom that's falling out of power. I think I can give you this in 2 places. Yeah, I think I can give you this in 2 places. Hold on. Hold on. There you go, right here. Nope. There we go, right here. Right here. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1 through 3. All right? And I'm gonna throw 4 in. I'm gonna throw 4 in for a bonus. Zephaniah chapter 2, verse 1, 2, and 3, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. And that's us, right? All through the 400 years. That's talking about us. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft. He's telling you to gather yourself together. This is what I'm trying to do. For you who want to be, we got open arms for you. Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge and Learning the Law. Before the decree bring forth, the day pass as the shaft. Before the fierce anger of Yah come upon you. See? For his anger come upon you. Before the day of Yah's anger come upon you. You see that? He's giving you a chance to get ready. Because you're responsible for yourself. And I shared that already. If you ain't trying to get ready, you're going to be a part of the problem. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass at the shaft, before the fierce anger of Yah come upon you, before the day of Yah's anger come upon you. Excuse me. Verse 3. Seek ye Yah, all ye that meek of the earth. You see that? Seek ye the Lord. Seek ye Yah. You see what it's saying in verse 3 right there? It's telling you. Read his word. Read his law. Get in his word. Get out that New Testament and get into the Old. Get into the law. Get into the prophets. I'm trying to give it to you. I'm trying to. A lot of people just want to ignore it. You're going to be a part of the shaft. You're going to be a part of the great destruction. Seek ye Yah, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought the judgment. Seek righteousness. Seek meekness. See, this is what he's saying, seek. Seek righteousness. The law is righteousness. Seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yah's anger. See that? When he can see, the judgment is up. You got time to seek his word out. The Creator is angry, and it's time for a cleanse. I keep telling y'all, it's a cleansing got to go through the earth. See, things are setting up, but the cleansing still got to happen. This is what y'all fail to realize. You got time to turn and get to the Creator's word and be and pray to him and talk to the Creator. I'm not talking about the name or no nothing else. The Creator. Seek ye Yah, all ye men of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yah's anger. Throw number 4 in. How many times they been talking about Gaza over there today? In these days and time. For Gaza shall be forsaken. You see that? Remember, Gaza's supposed to be blown up. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. Tell me what's going on over there in Gaza right now. What has happened? They shall drive out Ashdod and at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up. See, all that stuff is going to be rooted up. You see what he's talking about? Destruction for all that, if it isn't already done. Destruction right there in verse 4. All right. Now Daniel chapter 12. This is where we at. And at that time shall Mikael stand up. You're looking at him right now. The great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people, as I'm trying to share with you now. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation. It's going on now. It has been going on. Time of trouble. 400 years. Even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. You see that? Everyone that shall be found written in the book. If you want your name written in the book, get in the law. Get in the law. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth, not no real dead people, this is the dust of the earth in your mind. I keep telling you this is where it's at. In your mind. And the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, which is the law, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. Yeah, I think that person that called me today may be going through a little bit of that right now, because they ain't go against my word, they're going against the Creator's word. You see what I'm saying? Try to get people. I'm just a conduit. I'm just a vessel. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. 3. And they that be wise shall shine in the brightness of the firmament. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. That's going to be you. That's going to be you when you decide to wake up. When you decide to get serious with your Creator, then you're going to see a change in your life. Watch. But thou, O Daniel, see, that was prophecy. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. What am I telling you now? Many shall run to and fro. That's happening right now. That concept that they played. That I would say that the contract, the 400-year contract, that's going on right now. Knowledge is being increased. Many is running to and fro. Knowledge is being increased. The knowledge of the word of Yah and the knowledge of the prophecies of Yah. Then I, Daniel, looked and beheld. Let me go ahead and read on down. I'm trying to get to 7. Then I, Daniel, looked and behold, there stood other two, the one side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said unto the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders? Here you go. It was a question asked. How long shall it be to the end of these wonders? Verse 7. Here you go. There's something else I wanted to share with you. And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand to heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever. He swear by Yah, that it shall be for, here we go, it shall be for a time, Greek, times, Roman, and half. It shall be for a time, times, and a half. I gave you that. Time, Greek, time, Roman, and a half. The 400 years. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, that's us. We are the holy people that was scattered. When he shall have accomplished, he finished, to scatter the power of the holy people. We have power and don't realize it. All these things shall be finished. You see that? Time is done. Time is now. I've been saying time is now since 2014. That came to me and I didn't know why. Everything shall be finished. What should be finished? The doctrine of Jesus. Because that had to go out through the earth, because that was a lie in the time of the fish, in the time of Pisces, because now we're in the time of Aquarius. Now the truth is being told. All that lies and stuff is finished. We're being scattered. All that stuff is finished now. The Roman Empire has done their job. It's our time now. 400 years is up. We 7 years outside the 400. And I heard, verse 8, and I heard, but I understood not, because no, he didn't understand. Then said I, O my Yah, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, go thy way, Daniel. It ain't for you to know. Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of now, to the time of the end, to this time. For the words are closed and sealed to the time of the end. Now, look at here. Many shall be purified and made white. Many shall be purified and made white. You see, this is what happened. Even this person I'm believing that was on the phone. That texted me and called me today. Many shall be purified and made white. You're going to be found out, whoever you may be. Many shall be purified and made white and tried. See, this is where trying time is going to come about. You're going to be tried. You're going to be made white. But you got to be tried to see if you're serious or not. You got to be tried. See, you don't have to be tried by the Father. The Father already know you. But you're going to be tried in order for other people to see who you are. Many should be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. You see that? They can't change their spots and their ways. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand. No, they can't understand because they have no knowledge. They have no understanding. They ain't trying to find out. None of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. The wise going to understand. The wise going to know. Because the wise going to be in the book. They're going to understand like myself sharing the information. It's about that time, y'all, but just before we go, but the wise shall understand. I'm going to throw this at you real quick. And once you come to understand through the information that I'm sharing, according to the scriptures, you're going to be a part of. And there was war in Revelation 12, verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. See, that's us. We're fighting by waking people with our hand. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. Why? Because now they got to fall. There's no more place found in heaven for them. They sit in heavenly places. They got to fall. And the dragon fought and his angel and prevailed not. Neither was there place for any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out. The great dragon, which was Greek, but is also of Rome. Because the dragon started with Esau. And Rome is Esau. Because now it's spiritual. And this is where what we're doing, we're killing the spirit, we're killing them spiritually. We're killing the negative forces spiritually with this right here. And prevailed not, neither was there a place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon, which is the system, was cast out. That old serpent in the beginning, as I shared last night, in part 2, that old serpent, which is the enmity that has broken our homes and families. That great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil. What I just said over here. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. The devil, that's the system. All this is the system. The great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, and Satan. See all these words? And Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. How many times I got to say it? Which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels was cast out with him. All these hell angels, all these Ku Klux Klan and people in that, all that's got to go. All that's got to go. And oh man, I see. I be wanting to just go, but I got to go. They was cast out, and they were the pale horse that took over in the beginning. And that's chapter 6, verse 7 and 8. Revelation 6, verse 7 and 8. Excuse me. Man, y'all don't know. I can go and go and go. I got to stop. I be wanting to go and share y'all what I know. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people." Remember I just told y'all this is two places. Zephaniah chapter 2, 1 through 4. Now, Revelation 18:4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." You come out of her is not by running to another place. It's by coming out by this right here, what we're doing now. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues." One of them we had, though, right? Isn't that one of them we had? What was that one? Coronavirus. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yah has remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. You see that? In the cup which she hath filled with her she hath filled to her double. That's the stuff she did to us. I'm just giving you the understanding and the ending. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously in these last 400 years. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she said in her heart, I sit as a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow. Therefore her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. This is going to happen to a lot of people, y'all. You see? And she shall be utterly burned with fire. That's another part that's coming. For strong is Yah who judges her. I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwell, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. I had to stop because I can go, and I can keep showing y'all information after information after information. But right now, we're in Numbers chapter 6, and we're about to do the priestly benediction, and then we're going to do the Shema. Then I will share with you how you can keep in contact with us and connect with us. All right? We're going to read out of Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. This is the Shema. The benediction. And Yah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee, and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee, and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name, which is his law, upon the children of Israel, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shekevo, Vakuto Violam, Vaed, Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Blessed be thou, Father in the universe, for bringing your glorious word and letting us understand where we are in this day and time. Letting us understand we are out of the 400 years and that your time is coming for us to gain this kingdom and gain the dominion of the earth. We bless you, praise you, and thank you. We ask you to open and awaken those minds who seek you daily. Help them understand who you are, know who you are, join the army, and awaken. We bless you, praise you, and thank you. Hallelujah. 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 Praise you, Almighty. Thank you, Father. All right. Now, for everyone else, if you'd like to get in contact with me, you're welcome to connect. Wait a minute. I'm going to do this real quick, even though I did that. Go ahead and check this out. Over here, let me see first. Got somebody over here on YouTube, but no one is there. Let's see who's over here on Facebook. David McCall, David Michaels. David Michaels. Glad to see you, bro. Glad you're here. Now let's go over here and see who's over here on Instagram. We got some work and I don't want to leave nothing out. Okay, but other than that, we have my brother Robert Craig. Robert Craig said, people are definitely immune to seeing other people die in this particular land. Yup, they are immune to seeing other people die in this land. CPD, CVC, SVC, TM. CPD, SVC, TM 138 joined. Good to see you for a moment, for who you may be or may be. But other than that, I thank you, Brother Craig. People are definitely immune to seeing other people die in this particular land. I agree, 100%, my brother. Now, if anybody like to get in contact with us or with me, they're welcome to text me their name and their email. You're welcome to text me your name and your email at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315, right? And you also, you can text me your name and your email, and you can also email me your name, your number, and your email. Email me your name, number, and email at LKHYYM, excuse me. That's LKHYYM at gmail.com. LKHYYM at gmail.com. You can text me, you can email me your name, number, and email. And please, when you text me and email me, let me know you want to know more about the Zoom. That way I can email you the Zoom invitation. So if you want to be on the Zoom, connect with us. And also, you have to get a Google Calendar if you don't have one, and then all your information will be transferred from there from the invitation. Excuse me. So, again, just text me your name and your email, and on both of these, let me know you like to know more information about the alkaline water and teas, or you like to know more about the Zooms, and I'll send that information to you. So again, you can text me your name and your email at 770-572-5315, or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Always at gmail.com. lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, if you're interested in joining the Zoom, we have our Zoom class. We have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge every last Tuesday, which would be not tomorrow, but the following Tuesday, which is the 28th. Next week is the 28th, and we will have Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, or at 9 p.m. after the sun is down Eastern Time. All right, which is next Tuesday. Not tomorrow, but next Tuesday, we'll be here at Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge. That's Introduction to Solving Class of Knowledge at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. All right, at Eastern Time. Now, not only there, we're here on Zoom on the Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon. On the Sabbath at 12 p.m. noon, this is Assembly of the Righteous. We'll be right here at 12 p.m. noon for Assembly of the Righteous at 12 noon on the Sabbath day. Then we're back on Sunday, which is the first day of the week, at 9 p.m., which is after the sun go down at 9. We're here for Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation. We have open conversation at that time. Excuse me. You can come with questions or whatever at that time. There's open conversation on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we're back on tonight, which is Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth on Mondays at 9 p.m. Mondays at 9 p.m. We're right here at Mikhail's Knowledge of Truth. Then again, we'll be here next Tuesday the 28th, 2026, and for solving class of knowledge. That's for solving class of knowledge, for to get you out of this system and become the children of Yah. All right. Excuse me. And last but not least, if you text me again, text me your name and your email at 770-572-5315. Again, that's 770-572-5315. Or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. Now, if you're interested in connecting with us on the public platforms, which is my YouTube and my X, formerly known as Twitter, and my YouTube, we can connect with me at both of those at JuicePro33. That's JuicePro33. Again, that's JuicePro33. All right. That's JuicePro33. All together as one word. It's all together as one word. Pretty good. All together as one word. JuicePro33. These tamarind seeds are hard. So, you can connect with me there, or you can go to my Facebook page. Excuse me, y'all. I have to get something in my throat. My throat is getting dry. That's why I'm eating a couple of these tamarinds. Plus, I haven't had nothing. So, my Facebook is Mikhail Harris, which is spelled M-I apostrophe C-H-A-E-L. Again, that's M-I apostrophe C-H-A-E-L space H-A-R-R-I-S. That's M-I apostrophe C-H-A-E-L space H-A-R-R-I-S. There's Mikhail Harris on Facebook. Now my Instagram and one of my TikToks. My Instagram and one of my TikToks are under Lkhyym _ the juice. That's Lkhyym, Lkhyym _ THEJUICE. Again, that's Lkhyym _ THEJUICE. That's Lkhyym _ the juice on Instagram and one of my TikToks. Now, my other TikTok and my other YouTube is under Michael the Juice Harris. My other TikTok and my other YouTube is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICE. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICE Now, last but not least, you can connect with me under boy, it's hard to see. You can also connect with me, last but not least, at patreon.com and rumble.com. It's patreon.com and rumble.com. Both of them Patreon.com/LKHYYM. That's patreon.com/LKHYYM and rumble.com/LKHYYM. That's rumble.com/LKHYYM. Rumble and Patreon. Both of them /LKHYYM. Other than that, I'd like to thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. I hope y'all got a lot out of the prophecies in the information if you never heard it before. And it's much, much more just about prophecies in general at hand that we need to know about and where we at in this day and time. Other than that, thank y'all for your time, your patience, your listening ear, your seeing eye. We're going to say bye first to Instagram. I appreciate love you. See you soon. And always, peace. Love y'all. I forgot something. There we go. There we go. All right. Woo. All right. Next, but not least, YouTube. Or should I say Facebook? And David Michael, you still here? I'm surprised you dropped off. Your phone probably dropped. But I thank you for coming, bro. And I thank you for being here. I thank you for your time over there on Facebook. Thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you, bro. Hope you got some information out tonight. Peace. There we go. Now, YouTube. I thank you for your time. And whoever may be here, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate love you. See you soon and always. Peace.